Good evening, everyone. This is Robert. RJL Network presents another exciting edition of Inside Pitch. The 1969 All-Star Game is on the air. Today's date is July 23rd, 1969, and this is the Midsummer Classic as was held that year at Robert F. Kennedy Stadium. So tonight we will have our All-Star Game as the first half of the 69 season is now in the books. And we got some pretty good races apparently happening here. And of course, there is still a long way to go. So I know everyone is excited and ready for some exciting second half action. However, we still have the All-Star Game to play, and that is what is really exciting tonight. So I hope everyone is set and ready to go for a great All-Star Game. Ben Witz and Ron McGrath are first to join us here at RFK Stadium. The National League historically won this game. The National League had 9 runs and 11 hits and no errors. The American League had 3 runs, 6 hits, and 2 errors. But of course, anything can happen in the All-Star Game. And Jimmy Jam joins us here as well. Now, this is an exhibition game, so there are a few rules that are relaxed. Rule number 1, I will try to get everybody in the rosters onto the field. There were 3 players from the American League that were named to the All-Star team but did not play due to injury, and they were Mike Hegan of the Seattle Pilots, Tony Oliva of the Minnesota Twins, and Davey Johnson of the Baltimore Orioles. They will not be in the game, but I did want to mention them as they did make the All-Star team in the reserves. So players that do come out, all right, of the games can come back in. So that is a rule I will relax. Rule number 2, there is no fatigue in the All-Star Game. Pitchers can pitch until their arms fall off. So that, and usually will not happen. I usually try to get all the pitchers to pitch at least an inning, a complete inning, no matter what happens. All right, whether they get slammed or not, I want the pitchers to go ahead and get their time. All right, so there is that is a relaxed rule. There is no fatigue in the All-Star Game. Rule number 3, the strategy die I sometimes may use hard and fast. So if I make a call that you normally would not see in the regular season, you never know how I might do it here. As I said, this is an exhibition game, so certain rules are relaxed. So we can just have a nice, fun game here at the Midsummer Classic. After further review with Steve Tower joins us here at RFK Stadium. And you were only -6 years old when this game was played. I was only 2 months old when this game was played. I was born in May of 69. So you mean to tell me I'm older than you? Wow. Boy, that just ruined my evening. Anyway, so we have a good one tonight. As of course you notice, my base running helper card is not being used because I'll constantly be changing outfielders and such. So I'm just going to do this the normal way without it. Okay, and this is just a fun game to play here for the 69 All-Star Game, and I'm hoping we just have a good matchup. As PFLQR and Cutter Historical and Jeremy Brooks now join us here at RFK Stadium. So I will try to, of course, to get everybody into the game as possible, and of course, there is no 10-minute ticker, but I will let you know, of course, what the next game will be. So, without further ado, let's go to the top of the first of this All-Star Game. Starting pitcher from the New York Yankees will be Mel Stottlemyre. He will get the starting call for the American League here. They are the home team. And we are set and ready to go to the top of the first in this All-Star Game. Let's get going. Leading off will be the center fielder from the Pittsburgh Pirates, Matty Alou. He will go ahead and bat. We're going to use red, white, and white dice. The American League is the home team. Robert F. Kennedy Stadium was the home location. We will use their dice colors for the night. So let's play some exciting matchup here as the 1969 All-Star Game is underway. 5-3, that is a blank. Alou, already dropping dice. Alou, a 6-2, and that's going to be a ground ball to third. That'll go ahead and get taken care of by Sal Bando, and he will make the play and throw it over to first. Next batter, the shortstop from the Chicago Cubs, Don Kessinger. Stottlemyre will go ahead and pitch. Stottlemyre, 3-5, strikeout 15. That is too high. Robert F. Kennedy Stadium, by the way. Neutral park, -1 to strikeouts and +2 to walks. Kessinger, 2-2. It's a base hit to center field. Kessinger will lead off with a single. And now that will bring up this bum, right fielder, Hall of Famer, and yes, still considered the greatest home run hitter of all time, from the Atlanta Braves, Hank Aaron. Kessinger on at first, infield double play. Strategy rolls, that is an 18, and no, Aaron is not bunt, he will swing away. Stottlemyre, 5-2, it's a blank. Aaron, 1-1, and he gets a smack double into left field. That will be a double. Kessinger, a base runner 4. Double to left, -1. Left fielder is Frank Howard. He has a +1. So a 1-4, Kessinger will score. And he does. It's a 6. Here comes around second, and he goes to third. Kessinger. Howard has a +1 arm. A 1-2, a 1-2, there could be a play. And no, Kessinger will hold at third base. So it is a double for Aaron. And now runners at second and third. And now comes up the first baseman from the San Francisco Giants, Willie McCovey, Hall of Famer, absolutely. And he is at first base today. Runners at second and third, they will play the infield in. Sports Time Machine joins us here at RFK Stadium. Utah Mike, strategy roll. And nothing on the 13. Stottlemyre. 1-5 against the lefty. It's a blank. McCovey, 6-5. That's a ground ball to third. Kessinger's base running rating is the infield is in. So his base running rating is a 2. And I'm going to send him, and the throw will go to the plate. A 1, 2, or 6. Kessinger is safe. And he's out. Aaron will hold at second base. He will not go to third. McCovey is safe at first, 2 away. As the National League tries to get the first run of the game, well, that will go as a fielder's choice as Kessinger is thrown out at the plate by Sal Bando, and the runners will not move. Since it was hit to third, Aaron could have only got to third on a 6, so there are now 2 outs. And now we'll see the third baseman from the Chicago Cubs, Ron Santo. Hall of Famer, absolutely. As Kurt Berglund's baseball world joins us here at the All-Star Game. It's a great honor to have Mr. Berglund in the chat today for this All-Star Game. He is, of course, one of the best at doing this, and his baseball cards and dice knowledge pretty much doesn't really have any equal. Aaron is at second, Covey at first, strategy roll, nothing on the 12. Stottlemyre, 6-1, blank. Santo, 3-6, and it's a base hit to center field. Should score Aaron. With 2 outs, a base runner 5, single to center, a +2 will make him a 7. He will easily come in to score. McCovey, base runner 3, single to center, -1, but he has 2 outs, so a 1-3, he'll get to third. He will. McCovey goes to third. Santo goes to first. It's an RBI single. It's 1-0 National League. Stadium cheers. Yay! And I really don't think the stadium will groan no matter who's at the plate, no matter who's getting runs. Runners at first and third, still 2 outs here in the top of the first. Next batter will be the left fielder from the New York Mets, Cleon Jones. Runners at first and third, strategy roll still going on, nothing on the 15. Stottlemyre, 3-1, strikeout 6. That's going to miss. Jones is a 6, but -1 makes him a 5. 2-4, and that's a fly ball to left field. And Frank Howard's going to get to that. He will make the catch and retire the side. 1 run on 3 hits as the National League takes a quick 1-0 lead here over the American League. Remember, as I said, I do relax the baseball rules a little bit for this. No fatigue, and players can come back even if they have left the game. Starting pitcher for the National League, from the St. Louis Cardinals, lefty himself, Steve Carlton. And yes, one of the greatest of all time. We have not seen him yet in the regular season, and I'm sure we'll see him later where the Cardinals are located right now. We should be seeing Carlton in a regular season game. But he gets the call to start here the first inning. Bottom of the first, leading off for the American League, from the Minnesota Twins, second baseman, Hall of Famer, Rod Carew. And yes, one of the greatest of all time. Carlton will pitch. Carlton, 4-2 against the lefty. It's blank. Carew, 5-1, and that's a single and a base hit to right field. So Carew leads off with a single, infield double play. And now we'll see the center fielder from the Oakland Athletics, Reggie Jackson. Hall of Famer, yes. One of the greatest of all time. Yeah, I still think so. Carew had 19 stolen bases. He's not getting any here. Carlton, 6-4, strikeout 15. That will be too high. Jackson, 4-6, and that's a ground ball to second base. 2-2-3. Shortstop, pivot, Kessinger, 0. A 1-3, it's a double play. They got it, 2 outs. 4-6-3 double play as Jackson hits into the twin killing. XSG2 joins us here at RFK Stadium. And now that will bring up the right fielder from the Baltimore Orioles, Mr. Frank Robinson. And yes, also one of the greatest of all time. Carlton will go ahead and pitch. Carlton, 1-4, wild pitch, ball 1. Lefty, 2-5, that's at the park. RFK, 5-3, and that's flied to right field. And going after that is some Bamba named Aaron. And Hank will make the catch and retire the side. No runs, a hit, and nothing else for the AL. 1-0 in favor of the Nationals. We go to the top of the second. Stottlemyre will stay on the mound. I like to have the starting pitcher pitch against the entire lineup at least just once before I start bringing in other pitchers. Leading off for, nope, that's the American League. We got to do the American League here. Leading off for the National League will be the catcher from the Cincinnati Reds, Mr. Johnny Bench. And some people say the greatest catcher of all time. Kind of hard to argue. Stottlemyre will pitch. Stottlemyre, 6-2. Pitcher result, again, a 10 is going to be too high. Bench, 1-2. Ground out to second. And Rod Carew will take his time and toss it over. And that next batter from the Atlanta Braves, second baseman Felix Millan. He will bat. Carlton is due to bat 9th, and I may actually have him bat because I would like him to finish out the first, but we'll see what happens here. Stottlemyre, 3-5, strikeout 11, that is high. Millan, 6-3, and it's a base hit past short. And Millan will get a single. Base hit for him, and actually they will not have him bat. Carlton will come out of the game right now, even though he pitched a bit and pitched a third inning. But remember, he can come back. So we will have a pinch hitter already for the National League. And it will be, remember, this is an exhibition game. This game means nothing. It will be from the Chicago Cubs. Let's play 2, Mr. Ernie Banks. And yes, also one of the greatest of all time. Infield, a double play depth. Nothing. Let's see. Millan is not going anywhere. Stottlemyre will pitch. Stottlemyre, 3-4, possible error. Banks 2-1. That's a fly ball to right field, and that's hit to Mr. Frank Robinson. His error rating is a 3. That's an 18. He'll make the catch for out number 2. So Banks will now go back in there, and the next batter will be Alou. I like to go through the starting lineup twice. Mian on it first, now 2 outs, and strategy roll, and Mian will stay put. Stottlemyre, 1-2. That's at the park. Robert F. Kennedy, 3-1, and that is a grounder to third. That'll get picked up there by Sal Bando, and he's going to throw to second to get Mian, and that will actually end the inning. No runs and a hit for the National League. Carlton only pitched one inning, but this is, of course, the All-Star game, and we'll go to the bottom of the second. Leading off for the American League, first baseman from the Baltimore Orioles, Boog Powell, and he was absolutely ripped. National League needs a pitcher, so they'll go to the bullpen early here, and why not? And coming on to pitch for the National League will be from the San Francisco Giants, Mr. Juan Marichal. He will come on to pitch, at least maybe an inning or two. We'll see. Marichal will go ahead, not like you don't have any choices, exactly. Marichal, 1-6, strikeout 5, swing and a miss, struck him out. He'll get Powell on a K. And now the next batter from in left field from the Washington Senators, Mr. Frank Howard, and he gets a very big ovation here at Robert F. Kennedy Stadium. Frank Howard is I believe the only Senator on this lineup, and no, actually it's not true. Darryl Knowles is there too, but he gets a big ovation from the RFK crowd. Marichal will pitch. Marichal 4-1 against the righty. It's a blank. Howard 5-5, and against the righty, it's a deep fly ball to left, and getting over there is going to be Cleon Jones. He'll make the catch for out number 2. Oh, by the way, if this game goes into extra innings, ghost runners are immediately activated. We're not playing I'm not playing a 20 inning meaningless game. Next batter will be the third baseman from the Oakland Athletics, Sal Bando. 2 outs here, bottom of the second, 1-0 NL. Marichal 4-3, it's a blank. Bando 2-2. And that's hit to center field. That's a 3. And against the right-handed pitcher, Bando will find himself on second. That will be a double for him. So he will hold at second base to keep the inning going. Remember, we are not using pitcher fatigue. Pitcher fatigue doesn't matter here. Next batter is the shortstop from the Boston Red Sox, Rico Petrocelli. So Bando on at second, strategy roll, nothing on the 7. Marichal, 4-1 against the righty. It's a blank. Petrocelli, 1-6, and that's a deep fly ball to right, but it will stay in the park. Hammer and Hank will make the catch and retire the side. No runs and a hit for the American League. And after 2, it is still 1-0 in favor of the National League. No home field is not at stake in the World Series, you guys. We go to the top of the third. We'll see a new pitcher for the American League, as Stottlemyre is done for now. And coming on to pitch now for the American League, and he gets a nice ovation from the RFK Stadium crowd. Coming on to pitch from the Washington Senators, Darryl Knowles. He will come on to pitch the next inning. And he will be dealing with Don Kessinger. Kessinger got a base hit his first time up. Knowles with the pitch. Knowles, 4-4. It is a blank. Kessinger, 4-3. And that's a base hit. Kessinger gets another hit. That's his second single of the game. And now here comes Mr. Aaron, some bum that might make the Hall of Fame one day. He got a double his first time up. Kessinger had 11 stolen bases, and he gets the steal sign. He's going to go. 12 plus 2 is 14. The catcher, Bill Freehand, has a +1 arm. So a 1-15, Kessinger steals second. And he does. So Kessinger will get a stolen base in the All-Star game. Remember, I did have a an All-Star game where somebody stole home. I think that was the 1988 All-Star game. I think I did, where I actually had someone steal. I think Ozzie Smith stole home. I think I had that happen. Infield back, still 1-0. Now Kessinger on at second, and he will stay there. Knowles with the pitch. Knowles, 5-6 against the righty. It's a blank. Aaron, 1-6. Fly out to center. That'll be caught by Reggie Jackson. And that is out number 1. Kessinger, base runner 4, hit to center, -2. Jackson has a -1 arm. Kessinger can get the third on a 1. And he'll stay where he is. And that was the first out. Next batter will be Stretch. McCovey is 0 for 1. Strategy roll. Kessinger stays put. Knowles, 2-5 against the lefty. It's an automatic out, and it will be a grounder to short. Taken care of there by Rico Petrocelli. The throw goes over to first, and Kessinger does get the third. 2 outs now, and here comes Santo. Santo got a base hit his first time up. Knowles will go ahead and pitch. Strategy. That's a 5. Kessinger stays where he is. Knowles will pitch. Knowles, 3-1. That's at the park. RFK, 6-1. Nope, that's a ground ball to second base. That'll be handled by Rod Carew, and he will throw it over and retire the side, stranding a base runner. And the inning is over. No runs, a hit, and a stolen base for Don Kessinger. And we go to the bottom of the third in this 1969 All-Star game. We'll see a new pitcher for the National League, Juan Marichal, coming out. And coming on to pitch now for the National League will be another one of the greatest of all time from the St. Louis Cardinals, Hoot Bob Gibson. He will now come on to pitch this inning. And leading off for the American League will be the catcher from the Detroit Tigers, Bill Freehand. Gibson will pitch. Gibson, 1-1, strikeout 3, swing and a miss. Struck him out. And that is a strikeout for Gibby. Pinch hitter coming in for Daryl Knowles. He will come out. And let's see what it's going to be. And coming on to pinch hit for the American League from the Seattle Pilots, Don Mincher. He will pinch it against Gibson. Gibson, a 5-6 error on a grounder. Mincher, 5-3. That is a ground ball. It's a ground ball to second. That ball is hit to Felix Millan. His error rating is a 6. That's a 9. He'll make the play and throw him out. Nice play there by Felix Millan to avoid the error. And now the top of the order, Mr. Rod Carew. Carew got a base hit his first time up. Doug Hutt joins us here at RFK Stadium. Gibson, 3-2. Pitcher result, 16, too high. Carew, 4-4. And it's a grounder right back to Gibson. Gibson will go ahead and take care of that. Throw it over to first. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for Hoot. After 3, still 1-0 in favor of the National League. Top of the fourth coming up. And leading off for the National League will be Cleon Jones. And the American League need a pitcher. And coming on to pitch for the American League will be from the Detroit Tigers, Denny McLain. He will now pitch. He will pitch this inning. So 1-0 favor of the National League. McLain will pitch to Jones. McLain, 6-6. Pitcher result, 3. And that's a base hit right past the pitcher and up the middle. Cleon Jones will get a single. He heads to first. And that will bring up Mr. Bench, infield double play. Jones at 16 stolen bases. He's not getting any here. McLean, 3-6. Home run chance. Righty, 1-17. The 8 is good. Against a right-handed pitcher, Johnny Bench needs a 16. Does Mr. Bench go yard? That ball is pretty high. That ball is pretty deep. And that ball is pretty gone. Kaboom! Johnny Bench, a 2-run bomb. Stadium cheers. Yay! Denny McLean threw one right over the plate. He threw him a big-time grapefruit, and Johnny Bench turned that into fruit salad. So a big-time boom there for Bench. Still nobody out here in the top of the 4th. The next batter is Mian, and Mian got a base hit his first time up. McLean will stay on the mat. Will stay out there. I let these pitchers run. Like I said, there's no fatigue or anything like that. McLean, 2-6, blank. Mian, a 3-1. That's a fly ball to center field. That'll be caught by Reggie Jackson. And for out number 1. We'll see a pinch hitter for Bob Gibson. He will not bat. So coming on to pinch hit for Bob will be from the Cincinnati Reds, Lee May. McLean will go ahead and pitch. McLean, 6-6, pitcher result. 7 is too high. May, 3-3, fly ball to center field. And Reggie Jackson will get to that one as well, and that is out number 2. Matty Alou coming out of the game and coming on to pinch hit and take over at center field will be from the San Francisco Giants, the Say Hey Kid, and the greatest overall player in baseball history, Mr. Willie Mays. McLean will go ahead and pitch. McLean, 4-1 against the righty, strikeout. The 15 is high. Mays, 6-4, and that's another fly ball to center field. And Reggie Jackson's going to make all 3 putouts and retire the side, but 2 runs on 2 hits. A 2-run bomb by Mr. Johnny Bench. And we go to the bottom of the 4th inning with the National League leading 3-0. He is done. Okay. Leading off for the American League will be Reggie Jackson. New pitcher coming in here for the National League. And when you go from Bob Gibson to this guy, you know your pitching rotation is pretty solid. Now, coming on to pitch for the National League from the New York Mets, the terrific one himself, Mr. Tom Seaver, the franchise. And some people say one of the greatest of all time, of course, and some people say he is the greatest of all time, although that's hard to argue. But then again, only 2 pitchers in baseball history have over 300 wins, 3,000 strikeouts, and a career ERA under 3. Walter Johnson and Tom Seaver. And Johnson pitched during the dead ball era. Seaver didn't have that luxury. Seaver, 2-5, walk, 15, and the first thing he does is, of course, walk Reggie Jackson. So after giving him all that kudos, he walks the leadoff batter. The next batter will be Robinson. Robinson is 0-for-1, infield double play. And let's see what we got here. Strategy roll, and Jackson stays put. Seaver, 5-4 against the righty, strikeout plus 10. That's a 6, swing and a miss, struck him out. Seaver will send Robinson back to the bench. The batter now is Powell. Powell is 0-for-1. Jackson still on at first. And that's a 20. Seaver fires to first, and he picked him off. He got him. Seaver, a 2-4 is a pickoff. That's a 3. He got Jackson. So now 2 outs as Seaver picks off Jackson. And now he'll pitch to Powell. Seaver, 3-4, blank. Powell, 2-2. And that's a ground ball to second base. That'll get handled by Mian. And Mian will get that, throw it over to first, and retire the side. Nothing across except the walk. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Leading off for the National League will be Don Kessinger. He will stay in the game for another round. Denny McLain coming out. And we will have a new pitcher for the American League. And it will be from the Oakland Athletics, Johnny Blue Moon Odom. He will come on to pitch now. So 3-0 in favor of the Nationals over the Americans. Odom will pitch. Blue Moon, 3-3, hit by pitch, 5, it's high. Kessinger, 4-3, and that's a base hit. He hits that one past second, and Kessinger has his third hit of the game. He's 3 for 3, so a runner on first, infield double play. Hank Aaron now coming out of the game. We will see a new right fielder. And coming on to pinch hit and take over at right field will be the greatest Puerto Rican player in baseball history, Mr. Roberto Clemente from the Pittsburgh Pirates. So Clemente will take over in right field for now. Kessinger on at second. Strategy rolls are still being used. That is a 2. And he gets the steal sign. He's going to go. 12 plus 1 is 13. And freehand plus 1 is 14. A 1-14. Kessinger steals his second base. He does. Kessinger doing it all on his own here. And that is his second stolen base of the game. And now we'll redo it again. And this time he will stay put. Blue Moon Odom will pitch to Clemente. Odom, 5-4, strikeout, 13 is high. Clemente, 2-1, and that's a base hit past second base. It will be a single. Kessinger will score easily from second. It is 4-0 in favor of the National League. Stadium cheers. Yay! Still nobody out here in the top of the fourth inning. And the next batter for the National League will be McCovey. McCovey is 0 for 2. Infield is at double play. Clemente had 4 stolen bases. He's not getting any here. Odom, 6-4, range play. McCovey, 6-4. It's hit to shortstop. That is hit to Sal Bando. Bando's range is a 4, but a double play depth, it's a 3. And he can't get it. It'll be a base hit. Clemente, he will not have the speed. He will hold it second. So now 3 straight hits off of Blue Moon. And now we'll see a pinch hitter and somebody taking over at third base for Ron Santo. And it is going to be from the Cincinnati Reds, Hall of Famer Tony Perez. He will now bat with runners at first and second here. Top of the fourth, 4-0 National League already over the American League. The National League did destroy the American League in this game historically. Strategy, nothing on the 5. Odom will pitch. Odom, 4-3, that's at the park. Robert F. Kennedy, 6-5, and that is a base hit to left field. That will be a single. Will it score Clemente? Base runner 4, single to left, +1, and left fielder is Howard, and he's a +1. That makes him a 6. There's not going to be a throw. Clemente will automatically come around and he will score. At least the throw doesn't go home. McCovey, a base runner 3. Single to left -2 is a 1. And left fielder, of course, Howard is a +1. So a 2 or less, McCovey will get the third. And he does. And Perez rounding first. He's going to try for second. And he'll get there on the throw. So another run scores. And runners at second and third. Another big base hit. by Tony Perez. And it is now 5-0 National League. Stadium cheers. Yay! So 4 straight base hits off of Johnny Blue Moon Odom, who is not having a good all-star game right now. Jones is the next batter, and he will bat. Infield will now come in. National League now has a 5-0 lead. Usually my all-star games are kind of crazy. Strategy roll, and nothing on the 14. Odom will go ahead and pitch. Odom, 4-6, that's a blank. Jones, 3-1, that's a ground ball to third. McCovey's base running rating becomes a 1 with infield in. They will not send him. The throw will go to first for the out. 1 away. So a grounder to third. And now we'll see a pinch hitter and a new catcher for the National League from Mr. Johnny Bench. And coming in now to bat will be from the Chicago Cubs, Randy Hundley. He will come up to bat now. Infield staying in, National League with a 5-0 lead. Strategy roll still on. That is a 2-0 happening. Odom, 1-6. That's a pitcher result. That 13 is too high. Hundley, a 6-2, and that's a base hit past third. The National League is just pouring it on. McCovey will score. Will Perez get... Perez, let's see, single past third. He will hold at third base. But Randy Hundley gets an RBI single, and it is now 6-0 in favor of the National League. Stadium cheers. Yay! Next batter is Mian, and Mian is 1 for 2. Infield is going to go ahead and turn it a double play depth now. Just try to see to get something on here. Phoenix Knight joins us here at RFK Stadium. Runners at first and third, 6-0 National League here. They are just turning it on. Strategy rolls are still on. Nothing on the 15. Blue Moon Odom will pitch. Odom, 2-6, strikeout, 13 will miss. Mian, 5-6. That's a ground ball to third. They're going to try to turn the double play. 2-2-3. Second base, pivot, Carew, 0. 1-3. It's a double play. No. Perez will come in to score since they were at double play depth. Hundley is out at second base. And Mian takes first, but there are 2 outs. It's now 7-0 National League. So a fielder's choice does bring in the run. And now 7-0 as they now get the extra point. Pinch hitter coming in for Tom Seaver. And that is going to be from the Chicago Cubs, Glenn Beckert. Beckert will come on to pinch here for the Cubs, for the National League. 7-0 now in favor of theirs, but 2 outs. Strategy rolls are now off. Odom, 3-6 error on a throw. Beckert, 6-2. Nope, that's a fly ball to right field. That'll be caught by Frank Robinson. And that will retire the side. 4 runs, 5 hits for the National League. They have a 7-0 lead going into the bottom of the 4th. I guess the Ghost Runners are going to get the night off. Leading off for the American League will be Frank Howard. He's 0 for 1. National League needs a pitcher, and it is going to be coming on to pitch for the National League from the New York Mets, Jerry Koosman. We have yet to see him actually pitch in the regular season as well. So Jerry Koosman will now come on the mound here in the bottom of the 4th inning, a 7-0 lead for the National League. Koosman, 6-5, strikeout 12. That is too high. Howard, 4-1, and Howard hits one high. He hits one deep, and he hits that one to right field, and it is straight gone. Home run, Frank Howard. Stadium cheers. Yay! And the American League is on the board at 7-1. That wasn't Kuzman's fault. Frank Howard just hits a complete bomb to right field as he just gets that one out of there. And it's now 7-1 in favor of the National League. Still nobody out in the bottom of the fourth. And here is Bando. He got a double his first time up. Kuzman, 2-6, strikeout 10. That is high. Bando, 5-4, and that's a base hit. He hits that one past third. Maybe the American League can get something going on here. Bando now 2 for 2, a single and a double. Next batter is Petrocelli. He's 0 for 1. Infield a double play. Strategy rolls are back on. And nothing happening with Bando at first. Kuzman will go ahead and pitch. Kuzman, 5-4 against a righty, walk, 17. That just missed. Petrocelli, 1-5. It's a fly to left. That'll be taken care of there by Cleon Jones for the out. One down. Next batter is Freehan. Freehan is 0 for 1. Bando on it first. Strategy. Nothing on the 14. Nobody moves. Kuzman will pitch. Kuzman, 5-5. Strikeout 20, no way. Freehan, 2-4. That's a ground ball to second base. 3-4-5. Shortstop pivot. Kessinger, 0. A 1-5. It's a double play. They got it. Side retired. 4-6-3 double play. 1 run on 2 hits for the American League. It's now 7-1 after 4. We go to the top of the 5th. And let's see. Now we got to start. Let's see here. Willie Mays will bat again, make his second turn. Odom is done. And the American League will go to the bullpen. And coming on to pitch for the American League now will be from the Cleveland Indians, Sam McDowell. He will go ahead and he will pitch this inning. Mays will bat. So here in the top of the 5th, 7-1 National League. McDowell, 5-6, hit by pitch, 11 too high. Mays, 3-4, base hit, hits one past second base, and all the National League is doing is just getting hits. Hit for Mays, he'll head to first. By the way, there's not going to, if any rare plays come up in that brawl one comes, that's not happening. We'll see a pinch hitter for Don Kessinger as someone will now take over at shortstop. And coming in now to play short will be from the Houston Astros, Dennis Menke. He will take over. Infield at double play. Strategy rolls are off. McDowell, 4-5, strikeout 7. Got him. Struck him out. So 1 out there. And the next batter will be Clemente. He will take a second turn. Mays on it first. McDowell with the pitch. McDowell, 2-1, strikeout, 17 is high. Clemente, 6-1, that's flied to right. And that will be caught by Frank Robinson for out number 2. Let's see. Willie McCovey's due to bat. And I have another first baseman, but they will have to wait till they're back in there. Willie McCovey will come on to bat again. And he is 1 for 3. Some players do get to stay in the game, all right, sometimes the whole time. It depends on how the cards go. So 2 men down. Mays on it first. McDowell, 3-4, strikeout, 17 will miss. McCovey, 1-2, fly ball to right. And once again, Frank Robinson will get to that. He will make the catch and retire the side. No runs and a hit. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Pinch hitter coming in for Sam McDowell. as the American League will lead off with, from the Boston Red Sox, Mike Andrews. New pitcher, of course, also coming in for the National League. We'll see who will pitch this inning. And coming on to pitch from the Houston Astros, Larry Dierker. He will come on to pitch this inning. So once again, so bottom of the fifth, 7-1, favor National League. Dierker, 6-1, walk 3, and that's ball 4. Easily he'll walk Andrews. So Andrews draws a base on balls. And now the American League will start replacing some of its batters. So let's see who we have next. And the next batter leading off is Rod Carew. At the moment, I do not have a second baseman, although Mike Andrews is there. So Rod Carew will bat for the third time. He will stay in the game. He will stay in the game. Infield double play. Dierker, a 6-2. Strikeout 6. Got him. Struck him out. Carew is now 1 for 3 with 1 out now. And Reggie Jackson, he will stay in as well. He is in center field for this game, but he'll stay in. Andrews on at first. Dierker, 5-2. Wild pitch. Yep, that's a wild one, and Andrews goes to second. Not a good one there by Dierker. Puts a runner in scoring position. And Dierker will do it again. Dierker, 3-2. Range play at the park. RFK Stadium, 4-1. That's a ground ball to short. And that ball is hit to Dennis. That ball is hit to Dennis Menke. His range is a 2. And he's got it. Nice play by Menke. He picks it up, throws to first to get the out, 2 down. Andrews will get to third. So a nice range play by Menke. Andrew goes to third base. The next batter is Frank Robinson. Am I going to be able to replace him? And the answer is I'm going to keep him in there. Frank Robinson will continue to stay in. He will bat for the third time. He is 0 for 2. Andrews on at third. Dierker, 2 outs now, bottom of the fifth. Dierker, 5-5. Strikeout. 17 will miss. Robinson, 3-4, base hit for center field, and Robinson gives the American League another run. So it is now 7-2 on an RBI single by Frank Robinson. And the manager who decided, and Marlon Price is right, and manager who decided to let Frank Robinson bat. I tell you, you don't see managing like this on that other channel with the fluffy cat. Next batter will be Powell, but is he going to stay in the game? He will. Yes, he will. Powell, I'll keep him in there. Boog Powell will bat. He is 0 for 2. 2 men down, but now a 7-2 ball game. Yeah, yes, the cat is Purdy, though. Yes, she is. Strategy rolls are back on. And nothing on, well, that is a 2. Powell, nope, nothing will happen. Dierker, 4-6, strikeout 4, swing and a miss, struck him out. He gets Powell, and the inning is over. 1 run on 1 hit for the American League. And after it is 7-2 after 5. I'm sorry, after 6. That was the 6th inning, wasn't it? That was the 6th inning. You don't see mess ups like this on that other channel either. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I was in the 6th inning. Jeez. So I just completed the 6th inning. Okay. Geez, that's what happens when you play an exhibition game like this. Good thing the game don't matter. You don't see, I tell you, that must have been one of the other managers from the other channel that messed me up. Gotta be. So, yeah, that's right. That was the 6th inning. So after 6, it's 7-2 National League. The Mizzou 5th down incident. Absolutely. We'll go to the top of the 7th now. It's supposed to, and I thought I was running a professional operation. Yeah, what do I know? Top of the seventh now, 7-2, National League. And let's see, American League needs a pitcher. And it is going to be, who's going to pitch? Coming on to pitch for the American League from the Detroit Tigers, Mickey Lolich. He will go ahead and pitch. And we will see, let's see, I think third baseman Tony Perez will get another try. So Perez will lead off for the National League. Top of the seventh, 7-2. I don't know why. I just double-checked my scorecard. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, that was the sixth. That's what happens when you don't change your scorecard, your scoreboard. Lolich, 5-4. Wild pitch, ball 1. 4-1. And that's a strikeout plus 10. That's an 8. That's a swing and a miss and a steal right out. 1 down. And now will we see somebody for Cleon Jones? No, he'll bat. Cleon Jones will come on to bat. And he is 1 for 3. Lolich, David Vega joins us here at RFK Stadium. Lolich, 6-3, range play. Jones, 1-5. That's a line drive to second base. And Rod Carew's range is a 2. He can't get it. It will be a base hit. So Jones hits it right over Carew's head. And Jones has his second hit of the game. The next batter now is Hundley. He'll bat. Hundley 1 for 1. Infield double play. Strategy rolls are off. Lolich will go ahead and pitch. Lolich, 3-6, strikeout 4, and he got him. And that is out number 2 here in the inning. And now Mian is the next batter. Let's see if he will bat. And I think he will. Yes, he will. So Felix Mian will bat with Jones on at first. 7-2 National League here, the 1969 All-Star game. Lolich, 1-1 against a righty. It's a blank. Mian, 1-3, and it's a single into left field. That will be a base hit. Jones with 2 outs, a base running rating of 6. Single to left -2 makes him a 4. And the left fielder is Howard +1. So 1-5, Jones will get to third. And he does. Jones with great speed, he'll get to third base and hold. So now runners at the corners with 2 outs. And now a pinch hitter coming in for Larry Durker. And the next batter for the National League from the Montreal Expos, Le Grand Garage, Rusty Staub. And some people think he should be in the Hall of Fame. Borderline, but very close. I know everybody here will have no problem saying he belongs in the Hall of the Very Good. Jones on at third, Mian on at first. Lolich will pitch. 6-2 against the lefty, strikeout +10, and that 18 will get him. Swing and a miss, struck him out, and the inning is over. Lolich actually strikes out the side, but no runs on 2 hits for the National League. We are at the 7th inning stretch. Sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. I'll be right back. Don't forget, there is no 10-minute ticker here tonight, but we will have more baseball coming up in a couple of days. Tomorrow is Saturday, and once again, we're still in the All-Star break, so tomorrow will be another travel day. I will return on Sunday morning to begin the second half of the 69 season, and we will be at beautiful Shea Stadium as the Cincinnati Reds will take on the New York Mets. Jim Merritt will be going for the Reds, and Gary Gentry will be going for the Mets. So we got a pretty good matchup coming up on Sunday morning around 10:30 to 11, and there we will begin the second half of the 1969 season. Reds and the Mets, Sunday morning here on the network. Remember, tomorrow, once again, the second travel day of the All-Star break. Bottom of the seventh here, National League leads 7-2. And let's see. Frank Howard due to bat, but we're going to see a pinch hitter for him. Howard will come out of the game, and coming on to take over in left field for the American League from the Chicago White Sox, Carlos May. And the National League needs a pitcher, and it will be from the Los Angeles Dodgers, Bill Singer. He will pitch this inning. So Singer will come on to pitch, and we will start with Carlos May here in the bottom of the seventh. Singer, 5-1, strikeout, 8, got him. He'll get May, struck him out. And right now, really, the National League is dominating this game. Here comes Bando. Bando will bat again. Bando 2 for 2, a single and a double. Bill Singer, a 6-2, that is a blank. Bando, 4-1, fly ball to center field, and that will be caught by Say Hey Willie Mays for out number 2. Now the batter is Petrocelli. And the question is, let's see, and actually he is the shortstop, and he will come out of the game. So Petrocelli coming out, and coming on to play shortstop now from the California Angels, Jim Fregosi. He will pinch hit and take over at short. Singer with the pitch. Singer, 4-3, and that's a range play at the park. RFK, 1-1. That is a blank. We will have a rare play with bases empty. We will still do rare plays. 44, ball in the dirt, gets past the catcher's pads, repitch, check for injury to catcher. I'll check for injury still. It'll be a game day injury. So that's one. So we will see. The catcher, of course, is Randy Hundley. He's the catcher for the National League. His injury rating is a 1. So a 1, I roll a die, a 1 or a 2, he'll be okay. It's a 4, he will come out. So Randy Hundley says, this is an exhibition game, guys. I don't want to get hurt any further here. My Cubs need me, so I need a new catcher. And they do, and I do have another catcher available as yet played. So coming on now to play catcher from the San Diego Padres, Chris Cannizzaro. He will now take over at catcher for the National League, and we will repitch. Still 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Singer, 2-2, strikeout, 17 will miss. Fregosi, 4-3, and he popped it up to third base, and getting over there is going to be Perez, and he will make the catch and retire the side. 1-2-3 goes the AL, 7-2 in favor of the NL. We go to the top of the 8th and top of the order. We will have a new, I think, let's see here. We're going to have, Willie Mays coming out of the game and coming on to take over at center field and now play from the Cincinnati Reds, Mr. Pete Rose, one of the greatest of all time, of course, but not in the Hall of Fame. Rose will now take over here. New pitcher for the American League. And coming on to pitch for them is going to be from the Baltimore Orioles, Dave McNally. He will pitch this inning. So top of the 8th, 7-2 in favor of the National League. McNally will pitch to Rose. McNally, 6-5, strikeout 9, that will miss. Rose, 4-4, and he gets a base hit, hits one into center field, and that will be a single for him. So Rose goes there, and the next batter is Dennis Menke. And Rose was actually the last of the of all. So all the bench players have been used. So now we will go ahead and bring back the starter. So timeout for a substitution for some changes here. So I'm just going to reset my deck of cards, I should say. Not every pitcher's been used yet, but the batters have been. Okay. So now the batters can come back into the game as we continue revolving them out here. So Rose on at first. Menke will continue. Menke, he is, may need to go to shortstop as well. Let's see what we do here. And, let's see, Menke, this is his second at bat. So Menke's this would be his second at bat. He'll stay in. Infield a double play. Strategy rolls are off. McNally, 2-2, strikeout, 16 is high. Menke, 6-3, that's a ground ball to second base, 3-4-5. Shortstop pivot is Fergozzi +1. A 1-5, it's a double play. And of course, it's a 6, so Rose will get to second base. The only play he had was the first, and Menke is out. So it's a ground ball to short, and that's the only play he had. Next batter is Clemente, and he has now batted twice. So once again, coming back to play right field will be Hammerin' Hank Aaron. Aaron is actually 1 for 2. And now Aaron will bat with Rose at second base. Infield is now back. Rose at second. McNally, that's right. I'll re-roll. McNally, 1-2, strikeout 3. Got Aaron. He struck him out. So Aaron is now out. The batter now is McCovey. He has batted 4 times. So we're going to take him out. And coming on to take over and play first base for the National League once again will be Ernie. Let's play 2 Banks. So he will now play first base. And McNally will pitch to him. 1 out here in the top of the 8th. McNally, 1-2, strikeout 12. That misses. Banks, a 5-6, and that is a fly out to center field. Getting under that will be Jackson. He'll make the catch for out number 2. Rose, a 4. Hit the center, -2. Jackson, a -1. Rose can take third on a 1, and he doesn't. He stays where he is. So there are now 2 outs. Or is that the third out? Kessinger. Let's see here. That's the third out, isn't it? He took over a third base. Yeah, that's the third out. Side retired. Jeez, I really got to do better with these all-star games. Side is retired, actually. That was a fly out to center. Side retired. We go to the bottom of the 8th, still 7-2. No runs and a hit for the National League. Would help if I really knew what I was doing when I do these all-star games. I'll get the next one right one day. Yeah. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and Bill Freehan is leading off. We'll see a new player for him, I think. And coming on to pinch hit, can he? Or don't have any more catchers? I don't have any more catchers. Oh, yes, I do. Freehan coming out of the game and coming on to pinch hit from the Minnesota Twins will be John Roseborough. Roseborough will come on and pinch hit. We'll see a new pitcher for the National League. And that is going to be from the Atlanta Braves, Phil Niekro, Hall of Famer. Absolutely. Niekro will now pitch this inning here. Will pitch the bottom of the 8th. 7-2 favor National League. Niekro, 6-2. Pitcher result, the 10 is an automatic out. And that will be a fly out to center field. And that will be taken care of by Mr. Rose. He'll make the catch. One away. And a pinch hitter coming in from McNally as he will leave. And pinch hitting for the American League will be from the Minnesota Twins, Mr. Harmon Killebrew. And yes, one of the greatest home run hitters of all time. Niekro will pitch. Niekro, 5-4, blank. Killebrew, 4-4. That's a ground out to third. That'll be taken care of there by Perez. And Perez will make the throw over to first for out number 2. Carew will come up to bat again. He is 1 for 3. He is 1 for 3, and now running out of innings here for the American League, so I really got to try to get everybody else going on here. So Rod Carew will bat, and he is 1 for 3 here with 2 outs in the top of the 8th. Niekro, 1-6, strikeout, 16 is high. Carew, 2-2, and that's a ground out to first base. That'll be handled by Ernie Banks, and he will take his time. He'll take to the bag and retire the side. 1-2-3, go the American League. The National League has just been dominating this game. 7-2 after 8. We go to the top of the 9th, and let's see here. Tony Perez due to lead off at third base, and he will come out of the game. Ron Santo will come back into the game at third. So Santo back in the game. He'll bat, and the American League need a pitcher here. And they still have one more. Coming on to pitch for the American League from the Boston Red Sox, Ray Culp. And now all the American League pitchers have been used, but not all the American League batters. Ray Culp is the last American League pitcher to be used here. Culp will pitch to Santo. Culp, 5-1, possible error. Santo, 6-6, that's a fly ball to left field, and that ball is hit to Carlos May. His error rating is a 5. That's a 15. He'll make the catch. Out number 1. 1 down. Next batter is Jones, and Jones will come out of the game. And coming on to take over, was in left field. Coming on to take over will be Lee May. Lee May will get another crack at here, and he'll take over in left field, even though he's lousy there. But it's as I said, it's an exhibition game. Culp, 1-3, strikeout 3, got him, struck him out. 2 away. And now coming on to bat, taking his first swings, will be Chris Cannizzaro, who took over at catcher for the injured Hundley. So Cannizzaro will stay there. He'll get a chance to swing. Culp, a 5-3, strikeout 6, swing and a miss, struck him out. And Culp sends down the National League in order 1, 2, 3. And that is the first time the National League has been sent down in order. They scored a hit in every inning except the 9th. 7-2 in favor of the National League. But will we see some 9th inning all-star magic? Reggie Jackson supposed to lead off. New pitcher coming in for the National League. And coming on to pitch and try to get the game over from the Philadelphia Phillies, Grant Jackson. He will come on to pitch. Reggie Jackson, let's see, will he bat? He is in center field. And let's see if I can do some work. Yes, Reggie Jackson will come out of the game. as now the American League is going to try to empty the bench. Coming on will be from the Boston Red Sox, Reggie Smith, and he'll take over in center field. Grant Jackson, 2-6 pitcher result, and against the switch right, a 1-16 is an automatic out. That's a 5, and that will be a fly out to center field, and that will be grabbed by Rose for out number 1. Frank Robinson is the next. He's in right field, and he will actually have to bat. So Frank Robinson will come on to bat, and he is 1 for 3 actually. National League dominated this game, and they pretty much dominated the historical game as well. Jackson, 6-6, strikeout, 18 is high. Robinson, 4-1, that's a ground ball to the shortstop, and that'll be taken care of there by Dennis Menke, and he throws to first for the out, 2 away. 2 outs, and now the last chance. Boog Powell was at first base, but the last chance for the American League. Also from the Boston Red Sox, Captain Carl Yastrzemski. He will be the last chance. So Yastrzemski will come up to bat here. Final out, possibly 2 outs. Bottom of the 9th, 7-2 National League. Grant Jackson trying to complete the game. RFK Stadium on their feet. They've been treated to a good treat here between the National League and the American League in this All-Star game. Jackson will pitch. Jackson, 6-6, strikeout 2, swing and a miss. Strikeout. That's your game. The National League bombs the American League in this All-Star game, 7-2. Stadium cheers. Yay! Every player in the National League got to be seen. Not every in the American League didn't. So here are the ones that didn't get to be seen in the American League. From the Baltimore Orioles, Brooks Robinson. From the New York Yankees, Roy White. From the Baltimore Orioles, Paul Blair. And from the Kansas City Royals, Ellie Rodriguez. I thought I would go ahead and mention that those players did not get into the game today, mostly because the National League dominated the American League. A big win here for the National League. They win this one 7-2. Final line score coming up. For the National League, 7 runs, 16 hits, no errors. For the American League, 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors. The winning pitcher is going to be Steve Carlton, as the American League never tied up the game. Mel Stottlemyre is going to take the loss. No saves or anything like that. And the player of the game. My choice for the All-Star MVP, he was in my choice for All-Star MVP. He was 3 for 3, 3 singles, 2 stolen bases, and scored once. All-Star MVP for this game is going to be from the Chicago Cubs, Don Kessinger. Does anybody have a problem with that? Don Kessinger, 3 for 3, 3 singles and 2 stolen bases, and has scored a run. Don Kessinger is your All-Star MVP for the game. So he will get himself a trophy for the Midsummer Classic, and congratulations to Don Kessinger of the Chicago Cubs. So that is that for this year's version of the All-Star game. I hope you guys totally enjoyed it. Our next game will be Sunday, about 10:30 to 11 o'clock. Once again, tomorrow is a travel day as we complete the All-Star break. we will be at Shea Stadium to begin the second half of the 1969 season between the Cincinnati Reds and the New York Mets. Jim Merritt will be going for the Reds, and Gary Gentry will be going for the Mets. It is exciting. It has been a great season so far, and we are only halfway through it. Join us there for the Reds and the Mets Sunday here on the network. Be there or be square. Ben Witt, Sports Time Machine, after further review with Steve Tower. XS, Marlon Price, Cutter Historical, David Vega. Let's see here. Phoenix Knight, Matthew Stringer, Doug Hunt, and PFLQR, Kurt Berglund, the great man himself, Jimmy Jam, and Ron McGrath. I think I got everyone. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Please leave a like on your way out to the turnstiles. Subscribe if you're not done so, and make sure you hit the bell. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong. We'll see you guys Sunday morning. The National League win it here at RFK Stadium, the 69 All-Star game over the American League, 7-2. Don Kessinger is your All-Star MVP. We'll see you guys Sunday morning.